Well, all right. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Oh, my goodness. You know, oh, it's good to be back at the regular time and everything doing like it's supposed to and everything's working and, you know, it's just amazing. Everything comes together. I don't know how, but it does. So while we're bragging about everything coming together, and speaking of coming together and getting back together and getting back with the program, let's bring in Lloyd Mendenhall, the Grumpy Blogger, everybody.
Hey, how you doing, Mel?
Oh my goodness. The music is very loud. Art, turn your volume down. That's recorded in the video, man. I can't help it. Maybe I had the audio set too high on it. I don't know. But yeah, it's loud. It's supposed to be loud. It's supposed to get you going, get you worked up, right?
Exactly.
Isn't that what that's what it's for, right, Lloyd? I mean, it's supposed to get you worked up.
Right? Yeah.
Get you worked up, right?
Well, it does. Yeah. Hang on a second. I'm at a loss here. I'm getting.
Uh-oh.
Are you getting background music from me? Hang on.
No?
I've got a window opened up and I'm trying to figure out where it's at. Hang on just a second.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and do some housekeeping then. Bob Casey, first one in the chat tonight. And then
go check on Judy real quick too.
Okay, Backwoods Droner, my little brother's here. Art, welcome. Jim Boyd, hello there, sir. Good evening. Big Water UAV, Bob Casey. Yeah, Bob Casey's all over it tonight. That's cool. Good to see you, Bob. Ron Lockwood, hello, sir. Floyd Moats, Jody, Drone Shots. Let's see, what else have I got? Of course, Lloyd and I are here. Doc Murdoch, welcome. Hey, did I get a friend request on Facebook from you? I thought we were already friends on Facebook. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But then Angela's here. Hello, Angela. Hot Rod Daytona. Chris, Sunrise Water Media. Drone Life RC. Boy, I got quite the crowd tonight. Man, I was actually running a little bit behind. I was trying to get a video finished up. And Lloyd sent me a text at like 5 till that said, "Are you doing a show tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, I put a video out saying, I put a video out saying I'd be back at regular time." And I looked at the clock and it was like 5 minutes to 6, and I was like, "Man, I don't have anything opened up. I got to get everything opened up." You did? You started 2 different ones? Okay. Well, I think Doc Murdoch, Doc FPV or something, that's the one that sent me a friend's request. Okay, I'll go ahead and click it on through. Hey, Maddie. So yeah, I'll go ahead and click that on through and approve the request. But, people make ghost accounts nowadays, and you never know who's doing what. But I tell you what, did you guys go look at the video that I posted for the announcement for tonight's show? Did you guys did anybody see that? Did anybody look at it? I haven't even checked it to see if anybody even watched it. But, oh, come on. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's working. That video is the portion of that video is like the first few seconds. And you watched it, Bob? Frankentruck, right? That's the first few seconds of the video that I'm editing right now. I've got to, and that's what I was working on. I was putting the music on it, and I got that project to save. Oh, come on. Project was saved. Why did it open in this? What in the world? Why me, Lord? Premiere Pro 2021. That's what I want to open it with. So I got to save that so that I can.
I'm back.
So that I can get the video finished up, get the audio track laid onto it. I got it all there. I just gotta render the video now. Welcome back, Lloyd. Everything okay with Miss Judy?
Yeah, she just woke up and she seemed a little confused, and
Oh, okay.
so she's been kind of lately. It's like one step forward and two steps back lately. So she's been having issues with the stroke, and so I don't know what. I think she just hadn't woke up enough to know what was going on. I explained to her that I was doing the show, and she, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Basically, I got her to lay back down so that she wouldn't get, because she looked like she's getting ready to start walking in here. And nah, you don't need to be doing that.
Yeah, you wanna make sure that she, she's able to stay with it, right? I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's. It's just, I don't know if we noticed about 3 weeks ago she was having some problems, and now I gotta make sure that I'm gonna have to run back in there real quick, and then I'll be ready to go. So,
okay, no problem.
give me just one more minute here.
I'm gonna go ahead and save this video and render it while
we're good. So,
doing all this.
Okay.
Hopefully, it'll all work.
And I have a program, a camera in there that I can watch her, and that's what I was hearing in my headset was that camera running in the background. I couldn't get it shut off. I finally got it shut, because I also have it on my. I watch it on my new. This is my new iPhone 13 Pro. That I got Friday, and it's pretty slick. Gotta admit, it's fast. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that's one of them new fancy iPhones, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the newest one out. Yeah, it's they just came out. They just came available Friday, and I went over and picked. I got the iPhone 13 standard for Judy. 2 cameras. Yeah, it's still fruity. You're right. And I got the iPhone 13 Pro for me. They didn't have the Pro Max, but the only difference between the Pro and the Pro Max is about a half an inch. Yeah, it's but and the price, of course. So
yeah,
it's a fruity phone, but it's. I tell you what, my iPad. I got the iPad Pro 12.9 inch 2021 edition. It's got the M1 chip. I'm telling you what, that thing's faster than my PC.
Really?
And now. Yeah, and now they have it so you can actually take your files off of or expand your memory. They and store. You can expand your memory by putting in a. They don't have a slot for an SD card, but they now have it so that you can now offload everything, so you're not stacking up your.
Yeah. So that once it's full, it's easier for you to work with. In other words.
Yeah. And
you know what they call that now?
Be pretty. External storage, yeah.
Yeah, fruit salad.
Fruit salad, yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's, I tell you, it's funny. They say, I went over there and I said, okay, I was going to upgrade my phone and everything, and they're going, okay. And I said, what do you got back there? I said, I want the iPhone 13. I said, I want the Pro Max and the standard. And they make a mini version of that too, but I knew for Judy it'd be too small. So, anyways, they come out and says, "Oh, we don't have any of the Pro Max. Well, we got the Pros." And I said, "All right." And we got the standard. Okay. I said, "But we're out of the 128s. Those went fast. They're gone. We've only got the 256, which of course is more expensive." So, then he starts ringing up. He says, "This is my first phone sale today." And I'm going, wait a minute, you just said you didn't have any of the 128s. You sold them all out, but this is your first. And he's one of the managers. Like, really?
Did he
I
just
think
get there?
No.
I think I'd have went to a different phone store.
Well, this was the AT&T store too. I don't
Hey,
like
Mike.
dealing with some of these other phone stores. It's just that, like, okay, you said you sold all the 128s, but this is your first sale. You're just trying to sell me the more expensive 256 gig. Is, you know, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lon, funny.
Well, he done it though. He sold them to you.
Yeah, I bought them, so it's like, oh well. You know. And to be honest with you, I'd rather have the extra memory so I don't have to offload everything.
Well, sure, or at least have to do it so often. So there you go, Lloyd.
Do it so often.
You won't have to make fruit salad quite as regular as you would before.
That's it. You got it.
Yep. So
This is really a nice cup I got here too.
this says my video was exported successfully. That's pretty good to be running Premiere Pro, editing a video, and rendering it while we're doing the live stream here. I started the render while you were gone to visit Miss Judy.
Yeah,
So-
I was listening. That's the thing I like about my Bluetooth headset is I can still hear what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I'm going to try and load this video that I just finished rendering, and let's see if it actually rendered, because this could be
okay.
a really cool looking video to play, or it could just be a flop, you know.
Be a total disaster.
Yeah, it could be a crash and burn moment, but
Right.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be all right. So it does have music, but what I'll do is I'll turn the music down so it's not so loud, so that if you want to talk, we can talk over the sound of music. And so before I even start the video, let me go to
With the sound of
that one and cut it back to about, I'm going to cut it back to about there. So if you think this is too loud on the music, just let me know and I'll turn it down some more. But here we go. Frankentruck returns, everybody. I told you Frankentruck was coming back. It's a new, upgraded, full-blown monster. Is that too loud?
No.
Okay. Four-wheel drive. Add some pulsar. Ah. Now I'm gonna turn the volume back up because that actually sounds like a. Listen to this. That's the actual audio from the video. It sounds like a car crashing down a mountain, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be good if you get fiber optic, Bob. I tell you, fiber optic is amazing internet because it's symmetrical. You get the same up as you do down and all that, and strong and secure and solid and fast. And I actually did this with two different cameras, so I had two camera angles on this.
Cool.
And that's got them big tires on it, them big Frankentruck tires.
Right.
Should do a commentary. No.
It says just like a Dodge, roll on down the hill and climb right back up at it.
That's right. Except, I don't know if that's a Dodge or a Toyota. I don't know what kind of body that is. It was blue, and I like the color, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Brandon, welcome. The truck does look great, doesn't it? There's a silver truck in the background of one of these shots that looks pretty good, too. That's my buddy Brandon. We were out crawling together. This is the day I was doing that.
Yep.
So here's that same crash again in slow motion from two different cameras.
Wow. Some nice editing you did there too.
That was a lot of work. I spent all afternoon on it. I still didn't get it quite aligned perfect, but you know, it's pretty close. Oh well, it is what it is.
That looked good. That looked good. Yeah, yeah.
But so yeah, Franken truck is going to be alive and well. Shopping.
Yeah.
Jody, how much you had to drink? Because you don't drink, I don't think. Oh, hello, Tom. Welcome. So, it's a 110 scale.
Yeah.
Mike, everything I'm doing is 110 scale.
Yeah,
but
RC10 is pretty much about the standard size, you know, the 10th scale.
Well, yeah, but RC10 is a
RC10 is a brand name.
No, it's a buggy. It's a buggy name. The brand name for that RC10 is associated. The manufacturer is associated.
Yeah, I know. That's associated, but RC10 means it's remote control 10th scale. That's where they got the name from.
Oh, well, it's the name of the buggy, that it's an off-road buggy.
Well,
just like the
frame system.
The Losi buggy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. RC10, but I mean, what I'm saying is that's the standard size is 10th scale, and that's what RC10 meant. Yeah, I know. I built a couple of those RC10s back in the day. Oh my God! First one I got, I think I got it for my son.
Yeah. Don't get sidetracked. No squirrels.
I bought it. We bought it for my son, and then I had to put it together. And, oh my God, that was and at the time I think I was still in the wheelchair, so I only had the use of my right hand, so I had to, you know, put my bad hand on the whatever I was holding down, just lay it down and use it like dead weight, and then I'd put all them little screws and nuts together one-handed. That was a trick.
Yeah. You know, you can still buy a kit nowadays, but for the most part, like down at the store, we sell all these different RC four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive trucks and buggies and monster trucks, and they're assembled. They're ready to run. You open the box, charge the battery, plug it in, and take off. There's no putting them together. I mean, you can buy a kit, but we'd have to order it.
This was back in the
Bob, you bet.
Early 90s, you know?
Yeah, well, that's, in the 90s, that's when I started with it, is putting them together.
Yeah.
89, 90, 91.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And I was still, you know, like I said, I was still in the wheelchair at the time, still. And that was that was a trick. But I also learned to control the wheel type, you know, the trigger controller, not the double, you know, with the wheel on the side. Right. I learned to be able to control that and steer one-handed.
Yeah.
You know, because we were racing at the time. We were racing on a oval dirt track here. And I wanted to race. I wanted to do something with my son, so I learned how to race one-handed.
Yep.
And then I got used to my left hand and got where I could hold it and run the trigger. A good thing was when my hands froze up, when they started straightening out. I mean, that's as good as they got. But It's perfect for cording a guitar and for pulling the trigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what matters. Hey, Chris, welcome. Thank you very much for posting that link. It's greatly appreciated. That link is still alive, by the way. Other things have not come to fruition yet. So anybody that wants to play with that, feel free. Anybody that wants to do a donation on PayPal or on the website 400agl.net. You can also find a link for Remote Pilot 101 for a $99 membership. 400agl.net gets you a $99 lifetime membership for Remote Pilot 101. Then if you think you want to send something to the channel, right there, P.O. Box 12, Holiday, Tennessee 38341. DJI, that's where you need to send that new Mavic 3 when it comes out. I wasn't going to talk about that, but seems like everybody seems to be talking about the new Mavic 3 with the dual camera and the Unicorn Phantom 5 and the Inspire 10 and all that, so I figured I'd throw that out there with it. And then, of course, you can email the channel at 400agluploads@gmail.com. 400agluploads@gmail.com. Other than that, that takes care of all the shameless plugs. Hats and whatever's on the website, you guys can go over there, and if you see something you like, you can buy it. You can email me, ask me if I got it, or if I get it. And if I can, I will, and I do, and I send it to you, then great. If not, that's all there is to it. What have you been up to, Lloyd? Hello, Joe.
I haven't done anything this weekend. Just kind of laying back, taking it easy, just doing. Judy keeps me hopping more than anything. It's like, yeah, I can't say that I've done anything this week. Nothing important, anyways. Like I said, Friday I went and got the new phone. I've been pretty much staying at home. Working on the ventriloquism a little bit here and there, and I get up every day and practice that like I did my guitar. Still suck at it, but hey.
Well, I've been kind of busy.
It gives me somebody to talk to.
Yep. The shop owner's been on vacation for 2 weeks, so we all picked up some extra hours, and I did an engraving for the boss, and I don't have it. I don't have a picture of it on my computer. Yeah. He wanted me to do he'd been married 3 years, and I guess that's the leather anniversary, 3. So he asked me, he says, can you engrave an image on leather? And I said, I don't see why not. I've never done it, but yeah. He's like, well, it's our 3rd anniversary, and that's leather, so I'd like to do something kind of like that. And I said, okay. I said, once you get it done, what are you going to do? You going to frame it or what? He says, well, I don't know. I just give it to her, I guess. Well, why not frame it stretched out with some sticks that are lashed together with leather in a frame, and stretch the leather, right. And he was like, man, that's a great idea. I was like, well, sure it is. So 8 pieces of $13 leather later, I finally got an image that was presentable. And so I took it to him Friday and gave it to him, put the frame together. Tammy picked out some sticks, and I lashed them together with the leather binding and got it all strung up, and put together, and made a loop at the top to hang it by and all that stuff, and took it down to the hobby store and gave it to him so that he could take it home, give it to his wife, and he left it there for the weekend. Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe she'll get it Monday, maybe she won't. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it turned out pretty good. I was pretty happy with it. It was a learning experience trying to engrave on that leather, though, because different pieces of leather take the laser differently, even though it's the same kind of leather. So
yeah.
I'd be doing a test cut, and it'd be cutting and cutting and burning and doing its thing, and I'd get all the settings adjusted so it's looking really good. And I'd say, okay, now I'm going to put a good piece of leather in there and start it over and let it go, and then different piece of leather, and now everything's different. I was like, wait a minute now. What the hell, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't this stuff consistent?
Well, that's the thing, leather. No. I mean, because, Judy used to work in a saddle shop, and I used to go over there and do some work, like when I was in college and we were first married. And I'd go over and help do the cutouts and stuff, and each hide was different, and different sections of the hide, depending on where they took it off. Because he'd buy he'd buy a full hide, and it was already, it was just the leather. It was already tanned and ready to go, but it'd be the full hide, and depending on the thickness, we'd put it in. We could certain parts we were cutting out, we could cut out with one section of hide. We could cut 20 of them because of they have these big presses that you put these. They look like cookie cutters to cut out parts,
right?
And they're like 1.5 to 2 inches deep of steel with real sharp edges on them, and you put it on the leather there, and you might have 3 stacks of leather or 4 stacks of leather, and depending on where sometimes you could do 5 stacks depending on what you were cutting, and what section, so you try to get as much out of that scrap, and so anything that's left over. And yeah, it was just depending on. I'd sit there and do. And of course, these presses were huge. It looks like sort of like the shirt presses that they have. Those iron.
Yep.
The presses that you have for
the heat press, like the sublimation or whatever.
Yeah. That. Except this thing is like. Well, you've seen the desk in my office, right? How big it's,
Yeah.
It's as big as that, and you had to stand up on a machine. You had to stand up on a step to get up there, and you pull this handle down. Of course, it was all hydraulics, and it looked like it's coming down slow, but you made damn sure your hands were out of the way, because you lose a hand in a heartbeat if you weren't careful.
Oh, so, yeah, I imagine.
But yeah, just from one piece of leather to another, it was always different. You were always having to check out, make sure that you were cutting the right piece from the right piece of leather, because some things had to be cut thinner, and so you wanted to get it like around the legs, or where the lower leg part, because you've seen what a full hide looks like cut out. So so yeah. And we had stuff that was thicker leather, and it was stiff because it was being used for the main part of the saddle, or we did a lot of skid boots and stuff like that, So yeah, so I can imagine burning the leather would be the same way, just depending on, you could have bought them all at Radio Shack or Tandy Leather Company and gotten them all the same thing, and you're going to have 10 pieces that look just alike, and they're going to cut 10 different ways.
Well, the first piece he got off of, Amazon or something, and had it sent. Mm-hmm. And I did a burn on that, and didn't even come close to liking the way it turned out. And
right.
So he ordered some more leather. Well, all this time, and the leather never came. Then he started, then it was being tracked, and then it got lost, and then it was, yeah. So, I don't know what the hell, It was, but anyway, he ended up going over to Hobby Lobby, and he found some in Hobby Lobby.
Oh yeah, that's right, they do carry leather there. Yeah,
and he got some there, and then Now how do I'm trying to send this. And then, so he got some there, but it was just one piece.
Right.
And I found some more at Michael's, the same kind of thing, and ended up,
Right.
I got a couple more pieces. So it worked out that the two pieces that I got of 10 by 12 or whatever it was turned out to be what I did all the testing on, and then the piece that he bought was the piece that I ended up able to
Yeah. Okay. Okie Tom just said it was called a clicker press. I had forgotten that. This was almost 40 years ago. So my memory has gone downhill in the last 40 years. But you're right. It was a clicker press that we used to cut that leather with. But do you guys have a Michael's there at Fort Smith?
yeah,
Okay.
that's where I got
It's
the
been a while since.
that's where I got the two pieces. Hello, Grant. That's where I got the two pieces that I used for testing in the long run, you know, and what I ended up with.
Right.
But it worked out really good. I mean, I think it turned out real nice. And what I've been doing was I found a copy of the photo that I sent him on my phone, and I'm about to open it in here so that I can show you
Oh, okay.
what it looked like and how it turned out. So
Oh, yeah.
that's, of course, don't mind the hole in the wall there while I'm holding it up with my finger, but so it was, anyway, he sent me this
Over and hide the
picture.
hole?
Well, I could have photoshopped out the hole too, but you know.
Yeah, right.
But he initially sent me a picture of him and his wife in front of their tent or something by the river, you know, camping. And I was like, Bob,
Right.
this is for your wedding anniversary, right? He goes, yeah, man, number 3. I said, don't you think you ought to use a wedding picture? He goes, man, that's a good idea. So, yeah. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Just to correct something I said earlier, I said I hadn't done anything really important this week. I did. I was on Art's show earlier today, and it was a really good show. We had a pretty good crowd there today, so
Yeah?
that reminded me. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
so I haven't totally sloughed off this weekend. Yeah,
Well,
that
But-
on your show. So what you finally decided to have.
you know, I've been busy. And
You've been playing. You haven't been
I-
busy. You've been playing. Now,
yeah.
the last 2 weeks, I'll give you that one, okay? But today, you were just playing. You were goofing off, and you know,
editing video and getting stuff ready for the
Yeah,
show
but you
tonight.
should've
And
You know, if you got up earlier and went and did your playtime first thing early in the
5
morning,
o'clock wasn't early
all
enough.
that stuff.
You don't get up at
Man,
5
Ray,
o'clock.
You're doing something wrong. Yeah, well, I'm usually going to sleep at 5 o'clock. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh my goodness. I was just going to share something, and now I done forgot what it was. What was I going to
Now,
share?
I got 2 weeks worth of crap built up here that I got to give you crap over. You know, I haven't talked to you in 2 weeks, so I got to give you crap about something.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, I only know one thing.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I was just gonna start talking about something, and you started on that other rant about me not doing nothing, and I'm like, now I've lost my train of thought.
Talking about your picture that you did.
No, we're over that. We're past that.
Oh, okay.
I have an announcement to make.
Uh-huh.
I have decided to quit. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm giving it up. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm calling it quits. I'm putting an end to it. Extinguishing it. What other words can I use for terminating?
For not smoking?
For 10 days now. I haven't had a cigarette since Wednesday a week ago.
No wonder you're so damn crotchety.
Yeah. So
more power to you.
I was going to make a video, like standing out, behind the garage or something, smoking a cigarette, standing there close up.
You're going to change to an arts and crafts channel?
Talking to the camera, and talking about, and I was going to name the video, Old Man
I Quit.
Ends it all on YouTube or something. And then have the
clickbait,
have the cameras, and all that, and then drop the cigarette and have the slow motion follow it to the ground and crush it out, and then look at the camera and say, that's my last one, I quit. But I didn't get to make that video because I quit smoking before I was able to have a cigarette to make the video, and I made sure Wednesday night. See, Tammy was in the hospital, so she has quit as well. She was in for a week,
right?
So she was forced because she was in the hospital.
That's right, she was. Yeah.
She had all those tests and stuff done. So I told her, I said, I'll do my best to be quit by the time you get out. So I timed it so that in the evening, before I went to bed, I run out of cigarettes. So Wednesday night was the night.
Right.
I didn't have any Thursday morning when I got up, and I didn't go buy them, and I ain't had one since.
And that's good. That's fantastic. And I
Do you a short? What are you talking about, Robert?
The last time.
So Tammy's been. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks for her, and Wednesday will be 2 weeks for me.
And I made a ton of
Excellent.
ice cream.
Well, congratulations on it.
And she said she's ate 1,500 pounds of ice cream since then.
Yeah, well, that's the one side effect of quitting smoking. I haven't let people know, but I quit the last time. The last time I quit was I quit for almost 4 years, but I didn't have a choice either. I was put in the hospital. My kidneys were failing. I also had a really bad case of, I was on the verge of pneumonia. I was dehydrated. That put my kidneys into failure. And I was hooked up to IVs. I had 6 different, I had 2 lines in, but I had 6 different bottles feeding me at the, 3 on each side. And I was too sick to smoke, and I just never picked it up, never had the urge. And until, well, that's a whole different story. But yeah,
and that's
it's hard to do, and you gain weight, and those triggers that.
Well, so far I've not. So far, the only thing that there's been a couple of times this evening after we ate supper was one of those times. It was like, man, I'm about to rip a wall apart to find a cigarette inside this house somewhere. But there's been a couple other times where I wanted to, Yeah,
and that's the hardest part is that, once you get it takes about I mean, it takes about 2 weeks to get the nicotine out of your system. But then it takes you know.
Well, see, the issue is, I've got this. This is a really good one.
Yeah, but that's
okay. But
yeah,
and it'll deliver the
that
nicotine.
doesn't fix you.
It's not the nicotine
well,
that's my issue. I'm not having a problem with the nicotine. It's the doing something like, okay, I just finished putting this little RC car together. Now I'm going to go have a cigarette. Or
yeah, I'm going to have a cigarette. Yeah,
I'm going to go have a smoke while this video renders. You know. So the last couple weeks, that's kind of what's mostly had my attention is I've had to not do things that I associated with smoking. I've had to make so many changes. So it's been difficult.
I kept, and I still do. That's the problem. It didn't change whether I smoke or not smoke. I keep a bag of candy next to the bed so I can, pop a piece of candy instead of a cigarette. But it's, and the thing that I discovered about using those inhaler or those vapes,
the vapes,
is like with Judy. It actually put she had vaped she was trying to quit. I don't know, about a year and a half, almost 2 years now, and she tried to quit. It was before she had the stroke, and so she went to vaping, and she did that for for about a week, and that's all she could handle it. And she was coughing all the time. And we had it set on a low setting so it wasn't putting out a lot of. Then she went in for her cancer scan, to the oncologist. And they discovered a spot on her lung. And it was a new spot. It wasn't the old one. And she had a lot of bronchial problems, and most of that was.
The moisture will cause bronchial problems.
The moisture.
Yep.
Yeah, and she's already, and so they found this spot. We ended up monitoring it. It ended up creating a scar tissue on there. They said it wasn't cancerous, but it took a year and a half of going back every 2 months before we're finally back to where we were originally, and they're still monitoring that spot. It hasn't grown, but even when they, even when they did the PET scan, it was showing that there were precancerous cells in that spot. And they asked her then, "Did you vape?" And she says, "Yes."
Well, see, that's funny that they're trying to correlate that, because there's nothing in vape juice that is cancerous.
Well,
and nicotine's not even cancerous.
But when the problem is the scar tissue, it gives something. If you've had cancer cells in your lungs, it gives something for the cancer cells to adhere to, and they just wanted to know. They said it was precancerous. They said it could turn to cancer, but it didn't, but we monitored it. They were concerned about that. And that the only correlation of the change was the fact that she had vaped, and that's the only thing they could come up with why the spot was on her lung. It turns,
the what'd you call the moisture? What was that? The
moisture. That
was from the vape, 100%, because that's what it is. It creates moisture in your lungs, and that's the first month makes it seem like you've got pneumonia, and you'll be hacking that crap up, but once you get past that part, then it's. I mean, I did the vape steady for a long time, and so I've been through all the phases. And then I went back to cigarettes, but so.
And of course, it depends on what your vape is made out of. Like, they don't have anything, and this is the concern later on down the line, is the propylene glycol that is used to create the mist.
Right.
Propylene. Now, if it's there's two different types, and one of them can be hazardous to your health. there's a vegetable base and as a propylene glycol and propylene.
Yeah, but Lon,
I
when you
can't
buy the
remember it,
stuff
but I
and
used
make
to
the
know.
fluid yourself, you know what's in it, okay? So anyway, but yeah. So anyway, it's another story, but I didn't even pick that up because it's not the nicotine that I'm missing out on.
And that's good.
It's the
No,
this
it's the
part.
habit. It's
the yep. It's the
yeah,
this part
yeah,
and
something to do.
okay. This video's rendering, so now I'm gonna go have a smoke while that's happening, and by the time I get done with that, that'll be done, and I can
Right,
you know.
exactly. Right.
Yep. And that's
Yeah.
what it's been.
Yeah, you have to really retrain yourself, you know.
And that's what I've had to do. So in the morning, instead of going out on the back porch with my phone and watching the videos that posted overnight, I come in here, turn on the computer, I do something different. I've changed up my routines, you know. And for me,
that's it.
not having them here in the house and changing up my routines is what has made it work. So I'm good.
Lon's
I'm
talking about, you know,
I'm good with it.
One of the things they did in the military, especially back, you know, when I first went in, you know, cigarettes were a given. You know, I mean, if you wanted to, you know,
Cigarettes and beer.
we had smoking trees.
Yep.
Yeah, cigarettes and booze. You know,
They
beer,
figured
yeah.
if you're man enough to put your ass on the line for the country, you're man enough to have a damn beer if you want it, or a cigarette if you want it.
Yeah,
Yep.
and a lot of the care packages you'd get would, you know, come with cigarettes in them.
Yep.
I mean, in World War II, when they issued certain C ration packages, they'd have a pack of cigarettes in them. I had there was a brand called Wings.
Lucky Strikes and Pall Malls. Very popular back then.
Well, in Wings.
Yep.
Wings was one that and I made the mistake. I tried to smoke one of those Wings one time. Now, mind you, this was left over from World War II. So it'd been my dad's, and I decided to sneak in there. And this was like in, let's see, he'd gotten that 40, this is 20, 30 years later. And I decided to smoke one of those things. Oh, and of course they were filterless. Oh my God, they almost went up in a ball of flame to begin with as soon as you struck, you know, it was so damn dry. It's like, I bet
and Camels, that's right.
Just from that.
Yeah, so anyway, so wish us luck, everybody. Tomorrow is 2 weeks for Tammy, and Wednesday will be 2 weeks for me. And
absolutely. I think it's great.
I think we're both doing good. Neither one of us have tried to kill each other over a cigarette or anything like that, and so I'm pretty pleased with it so far. I'm pretty happy with it. But so
cool, absolutely.
That's the show. It's been an hour.
Huh?
It's been an hour.
It has been. Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Well, it's been an interesting show. Yeah. One thing I was gonna tell you. You know, I said I didn't do anything. I just got Amazon just delivered today. They just delivered a 1 gallon jug of root beer syrup.
What are you gonna make with that?
Snow cones. Judy got a snow cone machine.
Oh.
She wanted root beer flavor. I'm making my own syrups for, you know, you can make it with. You make the syrup as a cup of sugar, a cup of water, and a package of Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
They don't make root beer flavored Kool-Aid that I can find, so she wanted root beer. So I even made some coffee syrup so we can make like the iced coffees you get over at Quick Trip.
Right.
The Frappuccino. So yeah.
That's cool.
So,
all right.
They delivered our gallon of root beer snow cone syrup. So, you know, like I said, that's all that's been going on here. And I will be doing a show tomorrow night.
That's true. Okay, well, we'll be looking forward to seeing your show tomorrow night, and I don't know my schedule yet for this next week, so we'll see. I may pop in for a little bit, or I may not. I just don't know where I'm going to be.
Well, I'll send you the link, and, you know, if you can come on. If you can't, you can't. And, you know, but yeah, same time, same bat channel.
It's still a bat show. And it's still batshit crazy,
Yeah,
I'll bet.
I was going to say most everybody on there is batshit crazy. So yeah, you got it.
All right. Well,
You beat me to the punchline.
be watching for some pranking truck stuff. There's going to be some changes coming on that. There's going to be some more changes coming on the channel. And yeah, no more smoking for two people that I know. And we're going to see how it goes. We're serious about it. I've decided I'm done with it, and she's done with it too. So that's the name of that.
Good for you guys. Congratulations to you and Tammy, and best of luck.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Good night, all.
I know you could have been anywhere. You chose to be here. And I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lloyd. Good night, everybody.
And thank you for having me.